Jeez. Talk about a beatdown. That was a beatdown. Let me mute that. Let's talk. Clarissa Shields should cruise to a 10-round unanimous decision victory over Emma Kozin here today, February the 5th, 2022. I was going to say 21. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. This girl, Emma Kozin, did not come to fight. She's only 23 years old, but look at her resume coming into the fight. 21 0-1 with 11 KOs. Southpaw, 23 years old from Slovenia. Clarissa Shields with the body work. Now, I'm going to say, this is the best I've seen Clarissa Shields look. I can't even remember. Now, she's been known to be a little bit sloppy. You know, anxious. But this was the best. Let me see. Figure out how to explain it. Like her picking her shots. This is the best I've seen her look. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say, coming into the fight, even now, I still have her versus Savannah Marshall 50-50. But if I'm going to be honest, 55-45 for to pick Savannah Marshall. A 6-foot woman, tall, long arms. She's got the reach. This girl can box. Now, I can talk about it. A lot of other guys on YouTube or wherever won't talk about it. There is a thing going on, like where if you black, you pick against Clarissa Shields, you get called a goon. You see what I'm saying? But I watch women's boxing. I cover women's boxing. I watch these fights. You know, it's hard for me to believe a lot of people who, you know, are supporting Clarissa Shields, and there's nothing wrong with that. Support her. That's what you should do. But it's hard to believe that they're watching these Savannah Marshall fights. It's hard to believe it when she's barely getting televised here in the States and fighting on the Zone or Sky Sports whenever she does fight. I don't believe her last fight was even televised. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Let's listen to the particulars.
Championship action goes the distance, and we go to our judges for the decision. All three judges, Mark Lyson, Phil Edwards, and Terry O'Connor, see about the same, 100 to 90, 100 to 90, 100 to 90. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, your WBC, WBA, and IBF female middleweight champion of the world, the greatest woman of all time, Clarissa Shields.
Clarissa Shields.
All right, so let's talk. Here is Savannah Marshall, her rival. Now, they're supposed to be fighting later on this year. What is it, June? Are they targeting, or is Clarissa Shields going to go back to MMA, PFL, and then they fight sometime in the fall? I believe they're going for June, right, on pay-per-view? It'll, of course, likely be pay-per-view here in the States, but pay-per-view over in the UK is what they're talking. This is her right here, 30 years old, 5'11", 11-0 with 9 KUs. She's actually there ringside. No real names outside of Hannah Rankin, who Clarissa Shields had beat before that. No real names of note. But if you look at that 100 and basically pretty much from 154 on up, women's boxing is kind of hard to follow. You know, so according to BoxRec, here are the women that are ranked at 160 right now. You know, and let me tell you the names that I know. You can see now, don't count this. Clarissa Shields is number one right now at 160, 168, okay? And even at 154, in my opinion. But what about, you can't really count BoxRec's list because they go off of a point system. But in this case, still, nonetheless, Clarissa Shields is number one. Now, Maricela Cornejo, like, to be honest, that girl is not, like, you know, like, she's not really that good, pretty much. So, you know, like, she will lose to both Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. Yeah, she's got the height and everything, but it's not really nothing there. Clarissa Shields fought her, beat her already, and didn't Savannah Marshall fight her too? No, she did not. Looking at Clarissa Shields' resume, by the way, she's now, let's see if they updated it, 12-0. There you go, with 2 KOs, 26 years old, T-Rex, multi-sport champion. Not champion, multi-sport fighter, excuse me. Very, very good. And also, you know what I like? Like, she's calmed down a lot. Like, she's not as ratchet as she used to be. Let's listen into the post-fight interview from the GWOAT.
Scorecard, I'll take that.
Like, on the international stage, like, she was ruffling a lot of feathers, bro. Like, we're going to talk about it, though. I'm going to tell you. Like, the motherfuckers ain't going to tell you like I'm going to tell you.
What we wanted to do was me to calm down, break her down to the body. I thought it was plenty of moments where the ref should have stopped it, but I heard her her whole life. She gonna feel it when she go home, and I won every single round.
She beat the shit out of her,
that's good
especially
for
to the
me,
body.
And I finally calmed down to where I can break down the body, but it's better than my last performance against Dakar. So I give myself an A-. Only thing I didn't do was get the damn knockout.
It was close though. The body work
I give her an A-
and nearly paid dividends. Did
minus.
you think that the stoppage was going to come?
Yeah, I thought stop was going to come. I know round 6, 7, even 5, I was breaking her down. She was in the corner. She was taking 6, 7, 8 shots without responding. So I thought maybe her corner would have thrown a towel, or the judges would have had, well, or the ref would have had stopped it. But they didn't, and she took a beating for 10 rounds.
So frustrating. You've picked up just a little nick under your eye there with a little head clash in the last round, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all due to the game. Blood, sweat, tears. It won't be the first time that I got cut by a hair, and it happened just the last round. But she headbutted me a few times during the fight. But at the end of the day, hey, it's boxing. I'm all good.
We were delighted to have you here this whole week. One of the reasons is because we know your team, Mark Taffet, Dimitri Salita. This is almost your first step towards a fight with Savannah Marshall. Savannah is here tonight.
Yeah.
So your message to Savannah, we'll bring her in shortly. Is that the fight you want next?
Yeah, of course. And I just want to, first, I haven't done this yet, but I want to, thank God for blessing me with the opportunity to be here. I want to thank Boxer and Sky Sports, Pay-Per-View Fight TV, my promoter, Salita Promotions, Mark Taffet, and just my trainers to get me ready for this fight. I came out to move bitch, because I wanted Emma to get out the way, because the girl that I want is Savannah Marshall. That's why I'm here. She know that's why I'm here, and that's why she came, and I done my job. So her job is March 12th, and then I'll see her back here.
Well, let's bring her in right now, Savannah Marshall. Savannah, just come and stand here, and we'll bring in Ben Shalom first. Ben, the pressure shifts to you. This is a super fight for women's boxing. Can you make it now and next?
Yeah, I think we're going to talk to Dimitri Salita after this. I think, first of all, it's a pleasure to have Clarissa Shields over here, and great performance. Emma Kozin as well was very tough. But, Clarissa calls herself the greatest woman of all time, but I'm sorry, you have a loss on your record, and it's Savannah Marshall. And I think Savannah is probably the only girl that has what it takes to beat Clarissa, but we'll see. But it's up to me, Dimitri, now to try and make, as you say, probably the greatest women's fight of all time. And hoping for June, we'll see.
Savannah, you two, there was a fist bump of respect there. You have had some verbal battles on social media. First off, what did you make of Clarissa's performance tonight?
I think if you perform like that against me, I'll absolutely wipe the floor with you.
Do you want me to repeat it? She said if you perform like that against her, she's going to wipe the floor with you.
Oh, beautiful. Guess what? You couldn't wipe my drawers. You hear me? You can't do shit with me. You know what? And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See? I ain't no punk. I'm not scared of you. That's why I'm here. You didn't come to America. I came here. I came here. I came here. I came here. You didn't come to me. I'm chasing you. We can go. Let's go. Win March 12th. I'm gonna wipe the floor with you. You can't do shit with me. You can't.
Absolute child.
You have no fun.
You went 10 rounds with an absolute child. People were walking out after round 5. Pillow fist.
You might have 3 days notice for a week. Who have you fought who got ready for 6 weeks? Nobody.
I'll stop you.
Please,
stop
do
you.
it. I can't wait.
That's embarrassing.
5K gonna give you so much hell. 5K gonna give you hell, bum.
Get your necklace on. Go and get your bit of tan necklace on. I'll tan your neck
Where
green.
your gold medals at?
What?
Where your gold
Where's
medals
yours?
at? Where your gold medals at?
Where's yours?
0. You don't have none.
Okay.
You don't have none.
I'm not sure there's much more left to say there that hasn't already been said. Apologies if there was any industrial language that offended anybody. Emotions are running high at ringside. Let's get back over to Anna.
That is a fight that absolutely has
Yes.
to happen. Brilliant stuff.
Yes.
Congratulations to Clarissa.
And I forgot to tell you, old Savannah Marshall can talk some sass. You go on, girl, talk that sass. But yeah, listen, I'm telling you, don't listen. That girl is good. I understand the hardcore Clarissa Shields fans. Just Google, this girl is good. If I was to compare her, she fights like a female Tyson Fury. And she's trained by the uncle and former trainer of Tyson Fury, Peter Fury, along with Huey Fury, the cousin. Like, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. You know, don't fall for the cat. Like, think, you know, because I understand, you know, with the cultural shit, we got to ride with the sister. But, yo, she already beat her once. I understand Clarissa Shields is very vocal about saying, like, listen, it was the amateurs. It was the amateurs. But this girl is good. Clarissa Shields got the gold medals. She's got all the belts right now. 3-division undisputed champion, you know. But, listen, I'm telling you, that girl is good. The fighters that Clarissa Shields beat, this is some real shit. Savannah Marshall will likely knock out. That's all I'm going to say. I'm out of here. This is T-Street Controversy with 5U360. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, T-Street Contra. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. Please subscribe.